I'm Stacy Gordon. Welcome to a very special edition of That's My Jam. Guys, I have a lot of friends that are really great cooks, and it's really fun to get together with your friends and make a meal. I finally managed to get a friend in the kitchen with me, so welcome to the very first episode of Cooking with Friends. Guys, I'd like you to meet my friend Leslie. Leslie's traveled from out of town to come and be on our very first episode of Cooking with Friends. And Leslie and I have known each other for roughly 25 years. We met through work, and we both enjoy cooking. We share recipes quite a bit. So Leslie, welcome.
I'm so glad to be here. I'm excited. I can't wait to get going.
Yay! So Leslie, what are you going to make today?
Today I'm making orecchiette pasta with bacon and lemon.
You already know that I love this because you made it for me the last time you were in town, but I have to say, the first time you mentioned orecchiette, I didn't know what it was. So there may be other people out there that don't know as well. So why don't you go ahead and just talk about orecchiette?
All right. Orecchiette is a pasta that is shaped like a little ear. I'm from a smaller town and it was a little harder to find, but I was able to find it. It's just a lovely pasta for this recipe because it's going to hold all of the sauce that comes with it.
Awesome. So I'm going to just move this up and just show people what that looks like. Orecchiette. All right, so what do you need to get this recipe started?
Today, to get the recipe started, we need the biggest, deepest skillet that you've got.
How about this big, deep skillet?
That's perfect.
All right, sounds good. What's next?
The next step is we want to take 6 whole pieces of thick cut hickory smoked bacon, and we want to fry that up.
All right, let's get started.
One tip that most people don't know is it's best actually, Stacy, to start this off in a cold pan.
Okay.
So let's get this frying.
Is that any bacon?
Any bacon.
Okay. While Leslie's working on that bacon, I'm going to whip us up a cocktail. Since we're having a lemon dish today, I'm going to make up a lemon drop martini. This is good.
It's delicious. It's going to go great with the pasta.
Agreed. If you want to see how I made these lemon drop martinis, tune in on Thursday for my quickie video. I'll give you the recipe. All right, looks like your bacon is just about done, so what's the next step?
The next step is we're going to set the bacon aside. We're going to drain the grease from the pan, and we want to reserve about a tablespoon of that grease. And then at the next moment that we have a break, we'll just chop up that bacon.
Okay, sounds good. Is there anything I can start doing?
We could start prepping the chives and the lemon that we'll need for the dish.
Okay, I'll start doing that. All right, I've got this package of chives. I'm going to start chopping these up, and
I've got 1 lemon that I'm going to zest the outer edge, and then I'm going to juice the inside of that lemon. Guys, while you're grating this lemon, you want to make sure not to get down into the pith of it, because then there's going to be a bitterness to your sauce.
All right, so you've zested this entire lemon. I'm going to put this on the juicer now, but let's see what that looks like.
And I've got it just collected in a bowl. Really nice yellow lemon that we're going to freshen up this recipe with.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right, how's your drink?
Needs to be in my mouth.
So while Leslie has left the room, I want to show y'all something. Can y'all see that dog? Leslie has this dog so spoiled that she put her a blanket down in here because she was sad because Leslie left the living room. And that is true. It's pitiful. All right, Leslie's got me working on some water for the pasta. So I've got a pretty good amount of water in this Dutch oven. Put some nice salt in there, and we're just going to get that boiling for our pasta. While we're waiting on this pasta water to boil, now would be a great time to go down and hit the subscribe button, the like button. It really does help to grow my channel. And if you're interested in being on an episode of Cooking with Friends, reach out to me.
Okay guys, our pasta water is boiling, so we're going to enter our 1 pound of orecchiette. This package instruction says to cook from 9 to 11 minutes. I'm going to let you know the first time I overcooked it because it is a little bit of a denser pasta. It is a small shaped ear and it has an edge to it. If you cook it too long, that edge is going to fall off. You want to keep your cup intact so it holds all that sauce. So we're just going to get this boiling. I'm going to cook it in the middle and do about 10 minutes. And then we're going to drain it off. Okay guys, we're about a little past the halfway point on our pasta. It's boiling nicely. I've got my large deep skillet at a medium-high heat, and now I'm going to get the sauce started. I'm going to add in a cup and a half of heavy cream to the skillet. We're going to deglaze that bacon fat that was in there. This is hard to get out sometimes, so you want to scrape it all out. And then I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of sour cream to that. We're going to let this heat and come to a simmer for about 5 to 8 minutes. And during that time, our pasta should be finished and we're going to drain that.
I'm making salad.
Now that I've whisked in the sour cream and heavy cream, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt and about a teaspoon of cracked pepper. There we go. Now we'll get that pepper added. And I usually just eyeball this, but I'm a fan of pepper, so in my opinion, you can't add too much pepper. Now we'll let this simmer a little bit longer. Again, the total time is about 5 to 8 minutes, and I'm just waiting for this to come up to a simmer and start to thicken. Okay, our pasta is al dente. Now I'm going to take this off the stove and drain it, but I want to make sure to reserve about 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup of this pasta water.
This is what Leslie's talking about. We reserved for now about 1 cup of that pasta water.
So our sauce is starting to thicken. You're not going to be looking for a coating of a spoon or anything just yet. You just want it to come to a boil and you can feel it starting to thicken. At this point, we're going to add all of our zested lemon. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. Now I start with 1/2 of the lemon juice, taste it, and if I think it needs more, then I add the rest. Now this is starting to thicken nicely already on its own. I'm going to let this come together. Ooh, we're really getting the texture that we want now. It's almost time to cook the pasta. So I'm going to give this sauce a little taste. It's plenty of lemon. Some lemons are stronger than others, which is why I recommend to check at 1/2 a lemon. First time I made it, it was way too strong, but this is delicious. Okay, we're ready to add our pasta. So we're going to dump in our drained pasta. We're going to move it around to coat. Remember that bacon grease I told you to reserve? We're going to add a tablespoon of that. I do live in the South after all. Can you see how this is starting to coat this pasta? Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Okay, so now we're going to add in our bacon. Well, most of our bacon. We're going to reserve a little bit for the top. We're going to add in our chives. And we're going to save a little bit of those for the top as well. Now we're going to use our pasta water. And this is just going to help everything come together, get a nice creaminess to it. You keep this because of all the starch in here. And add a little bit at a time, it's important. This is also a good thing to keep if you reheat it. You can add this to it when you reheat it to make it still have that creamy texture. All right, we are ready to serve.
Leslie, it looks amazing. So tell us what you've done.
I've got the pasta out of the dish, and remember those chopped chives and bacon I said to set aside? We're gonna add that to the top as garnish. Doesn't that look beautiful?
It looks great. I can't wait to try it.
Let's dig in.
Let's dig in. It's lemony, it's creamy, it's bacony. The pasta is cooked perfectly. This is so delicious. I'm not sure I even want this salad.
This is a must-try dish. You guys have to cook this recipe.
It absolutely is. Leslie, I want to thank you for driving up to be on Cooking with Friends with me. I hope you've had fun. I hope you'll do it again sometime.
I had a blast, and thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Cheers.